Welcome to the kingdom of Kaiserin Estraya. So, this is like, I don't even know what number video, what number stream I am on. All I remember is that we had finally finished baby boy Matthew's romance route, and we finished the assassin's subplot with Shadow. Yeah, let's not do that ever again, okay? I never want to try and kill Diana again. It seems like I'm always doing that. And we got a really touching ending with Matthew. I totally didn't see Mother Dearest going crazy with Matthew. And Matthew being like, "Oh, I choose you, my love." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. That's nice. Thank you." So this time, instead, we are going to do Erik.
Hold on there! Before you start the game, I need to ask you a few things. Don't want you getting lost now.
I'm not going to be lost. So, once again, the introductory stuff. I think what I'll probably do is have her tell me what Erik's story was in the first game.
First of all, have you read the first story?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Next question. You do know this is Erik's route, right? You know, the second oldest incubus that calls you princess and is seductive and stuff.
Aren't they all seductive? They're incubi. That's the title of the game. No, had no idea.
Well, now you do. It's not too late to go back to the main menu and choose another route. But if you want to know about him, I can tell ya.
Exactly what I wanted. Tell me.
Erik's the second oldest among his incubi brothers. He's exactly what you think an incubus should be like. Seductive, suave, and a little sleazy.
Oh no.
That's his charm, I guess. However, he isn't really a sleazeball.
Sounds too good to be true. Go on.
When he lived in the demon world, because his father focused on James, his older brother, Erik pretty much was cared for by his mother. She taught him how to be a proper incubus and how to please the people he was with, especially women. It stuck to him, but he knew better.
Oh, another route in which Mother Dearest is probably important.
In reality, Erik's actually very sweet and caring. He puts you above anything else and treats you like a literal princess. It's kind of endearing. He knows how to play the piano, and he has the ability to enter dreams to make sure you have good ones.
Well, that's good. I am quite tired of this, I'm gonna have this terrible dream about the future. It's like, alright. So if Erik Dearest can go into my dreams and give me good ones, does that mean that won't be a plot point anymore? Is my fortune-telling dreams?
Should I mention that his fighting style is a little, I don't know, creepy? I mean, he has these magical, ethereal tentacle things. I don't know. He's unique.
Perfect. 10 out of 10 route. Tentacle porn. Let's go. I'm ready.
Anyway, when Diana came around, he instantly called her an enemy and didn't want anything to do with her.
Well, shit.
That didn't stop her, though, from telling him the seat to the Demon Lord's throne was open for him to take.
Why would he want that?
Still, Erik's love and devotion for you greatly overpowered the thought of taking the throne. Diana left, and you two pretty much lived happily for a whole 2 years.
And we're back to the present. Now we're getting married, right? Am I right?
Erik essentially started his own small company, a custom suit store. I hear that his fabrics are the best around Chicago. I bet the other fashion stores are jealous.
I'm sure they are.
But yeah, that's all about Erik. What do you think?
Let's go.
Great. Glad you do. Anyway, I have one last question for you. Some people like hearing the trigger warnings before they start games, while others don't really care and just want to play. It's cool either way. but do you want to know about some of the content listed in the game?
Forewarn me and my honored guests here in this realm.
No problem. It's my pleasure. Well, this game is recommended for players ages 18 and up. Trigger warnings include suicide, war, torture, mentions of rape, and a large amount of violence and sexual content.
Sounds like a great game. Let's go.
Don't worry though. Any sex scene choice you encounter is completely up to you. You can play this game without needing to go through the sex scenes and still get the good endings. Consent is important.
And as I've mentioned before, because of the policies of Twitch and YouTube, I'm going to, skip the sexy scenes for that.
I think that should be everything. All right. Phew, that took a while.
Yeah.
You forgot something.
Hello, Bae.
Huh? What did I forget?
You forgot about the disclaimer.
So what?
Oh, crap! How could I have forgotten about that?
It's fine, I'll take care of it. This game was produced by Michaela Laws using the Ren'Py visual novel engine. We truly hope you enjoy this story.
So far, so good. I have loved every route so far.
Thanks, Diana. Now, don't you have a war to go fight?
I do. I just wanted to make sure everything was in order before the story began. I'll take my leave now.
Thanks, Di.
Do not call me Di.
I mean, it's a pretty cute nickname. I don't know what your problem is.
Anyway, we really do hope you like the story. Have fun. See you at the end.
All right, here we go. Just got the achievement for, doing this route. So, a sweet lullaby, one you would hear as you were rocked in your mother's arms as a child. I could not help but adore such melodies with every ounce of my being, smiling whenever one would play for me. It was only fitting that I would enjoy my dreams with the sound of one playing in my head. My slumber was calm and peaceful, as a sweet tune echoed in the abyss of my subconscious. I didn't know why, but I relished that tune that night. Strange, really, how a melody could calm any storm running through your heart. My storm was my engagement to Erik, my demon soulmate. Yes, he was my soulmate, my prince. At the same time, he was indeed a demon. I adored him with every ounce of my being, and I was about to be married to him in 2 weeks ahead. Oh, in the weeks ahead. I couldn't have been more nervous and excited about the whole ordeal. Still, the lullaby that floated in my dreams kept me calm and at peace. I wondered if the same music could soothe an actual child. Oh dear. A child's laughter broke free of my peace, causing me to slowly open my eyes and awaken from my slumber. What? My eyes focused on the ceiling as I tried to figure out what the sound was. Was it part of my dream? It was effective enough to wake me up. I rose from the bed, looking around the room in confusion. Why had I heard a child's laugh, and how did it wake me up? Yeah, especially since, Demon Dearest is supposed to be keeping me asleep with some beautiful tunes. It was strange to say the very least, a child's voice. However, before I could contemplate about it further, a slight dip in the bed to my side made me gasp softly in surprise. I looked to my side to see Erik still sound asleep beside me. Oh, he sleeps? He looked so peaceful and happy, like he was absorbed in a joyful dream of his own. I couldn't help but smile at the sight before leaning down and kissing his forehead. He shifted slightly, mumbling my name. What is my name? Astraya. Let's go! I giggled softly. He was just too adorable for words. I truly loved him with all of my heart. I love you. Still, despite wanting to stay in bed a little longer with the man of my dreams, the childish laughter ushered me to slowly creep out of bed and leave the room to find where it had come from. Turning on the lights in the lobby, I looked around the main part of the mansion to find out where the laughter had come from. Oh, that makes me very uncomfortable. I heard the laughter trail off as if the voice itself was moving and guiding me to where it wanted me to go. I maintained pursuit, not wanting to lose track of it. What? Okay. First of all, you know about the supernatural, obviously, since you have a demon boyfriend, and you're totally aware of this. And you're just going to follow creepy laughter without waking up boyfriend? Hello. Girl, are you trying to die? I think you're trying to die. Any normal person would have been creeped out. Duh. I, however, was brave enough to figure out what was going on by myself. All right. Sure. Ooh, where is this? Oh, it's grandfather's office. Look, they even have like the reflection of the like stuff on the floor. That's some sick backgrounds. I was led to my grandfather's office. It was his place of work as well as his sanctuary for his magic study. I knew that he studied magic and had come to accept it during my time with Erik and his brothers. Still, it was something I was curious about. The lights were on, but the laughter seemed to have faded away as I entered the room. Was I not in the right place? Oh, you're in the right place, sweetheart. As I stepped further into the room, I felt a sense of nostalgia. Despite only ever finding the room after my grandfather's passing, something about this place made me feel warm and happy, like I belonged here. This was where my grandfather imagined his greatest toys and made them come to life. It was where he studied endlessly about the demon world and demon magic. I felt like I was stepping into a museum of history. Thinking about it, I began to wonder what my grandfather would think if he knew I was going to marry one of the incubi he had brought into the human world. I knew he had been the one to do it. Damien confessed to me when Erik proposed. Alright, so that's interesting. So I'm not sure if main character knows that Diana is actually the one who killed him because of her coming through. So, yes. So this is different in that the main character knows a little bit more about her own magic, knows more about her grandfather. Interesting. It was a bit interesting to think about how he would have reacted. Would he be proud? Disappointed? I could never know. I was broken out of my thoughts, however, as I heard the click of a lock unlatching echo through the room. I turned my head towards the sound, pinning the origin of it on one of the nearby drawers. Why did it unlock on its own? I was a little nervous as to why it had done that. Leave it alone or open it? Well, obviously we're going to open it, and if we die, we can reload. I mean, if she's going to be, recklessly curious anyway, might as well just continue with her intent. I was indeed my grandfather's granddaughter. I felt my curiosity take control of my body and guide me to the drawer. Sliding it open, I saw 2 books neatly placed in a drawer, covered with a thin layer of dust. One was obviously my grandfather's magic book, and the other must have been his journal. Score! I lifted both and examined them, gingerly wiping the dust off them. I wanted to read a bit more about each of them, but I wasn't sure which to open first. Journal. We got plenty of time to learn about Magic Girl. We want to know about Grandfather, because we love him. I decided to look through Grandfather's journal. Maybe he had something he wanted to show me. I wasn't entirely sure why I was doing this in the first place. Ooh, I'm being led by fate. I opened his journal and scanned my eyes across each page I flipped through. He had so many notes, it was hard to fathom him knowing so much about everything he wrote. He was smart, though, so it wasn't entirely surprising. One section, however, made me stop and read in depth. Demon children. Oh no. On the page was a badly drawn sketch of a humanoid creature I had to assume was a demon. From the size, it could have been a child. However, I wasn't entirely sure. The page is fucking called Demon Children. Okay, apparently there were multiple demon races, not just incubi and succubi. There were hundreds, if not thousands, of different demon types, and each had their own methods on how they bred to produce children. Ooh. Demons of Lilith. Hey, Diana, that's Diana Abe. Were the most human-like in terms of pregnancy. They bear the child for a set amount of time, and the delivery, paired with magic, was seamless and painless. Oh. Most human-like. Alright, whatever. However, as soon as the demon is born, the parents imbue their child's demon name into their souls. Okay. It seems so confusing at first glance, but as I read further, I became more and more intrigued about demons and their children. Alright. So, Alright, so obviously, I'm going to predict into the future here. Mother Dearest is definitely going to come into play, but 2 theories. One, she had another child, or she's going to have another child from the Demon Lord, and Erik is going to have to, basically kill his mother and maybe his littlest brother, maybe. Or, this is going to sound weird, Erik's mother is a child. Does it make sense? No. We'll see. We'll keep going. But obviously there's something about this children demon stuff, because it's obviously important. Demon mothers, regardless of race, had to bear enough energy for both the mother and the child. This, along with a host of other reasons, were why females were the dominant gender in the abyssal planes. Right, which that might explain why the demon lord had so many wives. Not saying that it's right. I personally am like, unless there's a very solid mutual understanding between all of the partners, typically like monogamous relationships. But anyway, continuing on. However, if a demon bearing a child didn't have enough energy, her child would absorb the last of it and kill off the mother in an attempt to sustain itself. Okay, I amend my theory. Child absorbed Erik's mother. I swallowed thickly. Was energy that important to demons? How could a child even do that to their mother? They'd die off too. One thing was explicitly mentioned, however. Unlike humans, demons form souls in the womb, making them living beings while still forming in their mother's body. They become sentient as soon as they are conceived. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm not going to talk about that. It was strange to think about. Demon babies were aware that they were alive before they were born. It was intriguing. That sounds like Faye. I bet you it's Faye. I bet you it's the voice actor for Faye. The child's laughter reappeared, softly floating through the air and making me turn around towards the door. I quickly followed it, leaving the room and returning to the lobby. So, I guess we don't get to read the spell book. I hope that doesn't bite us in. I think that was interesting, though. That was good to know. But I think I'm going to load it. Yes, I would like to load it so that we can see what's in it. I opened the magic book first, wanting to explore its contents before seeing grandfather's notes. Maybe I'd learned something. As I opened it, I was surprised to see that the first couple pages were completely blank. Oh, shit. What the? I continued to flip through the pages only to find more blank pages. Was this book not really a book, but a notebook of some sort? I stared at the pages, unsure of what its purpose was. As I glazed onto the blank sheets, however, they began to very slowly fill up with words and images. Oh. What? The images that formed on the pages looked to be painted with brushstrokes, while the wording was in elegant cursive that I could clearly read. The top of the first page, however, had a word in simple lettering. Spirits. Ooh. Why was the book wanting to show me information on spirits? The laughter that drove me to the room sounded like a child. Was it from a spirit? I read onward, curious as to why the book was showing me this. Spirits were categorized by their origins. Angels and devils can never be spirits, only reborn through a cycle to become angels and devils once again. Are devils and demons the same? Human spirits were either brought to heaven, purgatory, or hell, depending on what they had done during the course of their lives. And if you remember, a being of heaven can forcibly baptize you. Zakeru. Oh, wait, no, I was thinking Zero. Sorry. Demon names getting all mixed up in my head. Zero. They can, kill you and send you to heaven. Joyous. Yeah, if they were kind and good, they were gifted entry to heaven. If they were evil and cruel, they were sent to hell. I was surprised. Did this make Christianity legitimate? It didn't mention God, so I wasn't entirely sure. Yeah, where's Jesus? Jesus got to be in the party for this to work, y'all. He's the main ingredient. Excuse me. I wanted to close the book, but my curiosity led me to read on. Demons, on the other hand, were either sent to purgatory or reincarnated into a new demon. Demons could never be human. Well, we know that to be a falsehood. Oh, well, I know this to be a falsehood because of Damien's route. Not going to go into that. But, yeah, that's false. It is false. Yeah, demons can never be human. So this is bad. This is really bad for us. Because if you think about it, that means that death do us part, demon dearest, and I gotta go to, well, can humans go to purgatory? Oh shit. If humans can't go to purgatory, then we're fucked, because I would go to heaven or hell, Erik would go to purgatory or be reincarnated, and we never encounter each other ever again. This is sad. However, humans and demons shared one thing in common. They both could also end up not being sent anywhere. Aha! Sometimes the spirit could be trapped in either world, forever doomed to wander until something is fulfilled. Oh. How about we purposely stay so that we can hang out? Ghosts existed too? This was crazy, and yet it made sense. Maybe those TV shows that featured ghost encounters actually had merit. Okay, so real quick, like a couple weeks ago, I watched a YouTube video of, oh gosh, I think it was like Rugsby, a YouTube and Twitch streamer, with his like ghost encounters, or like paranormal like activity video. Holy shit, that it messed me up for like days. I was like constantly like looking around my rooms like, is something gonna move? Is the door gonna slam? Are the lights gonna flicker? Like I was like freaked out. Of course, I like there's an argument that it could be staged, but at least in the second video, yes, I got into this enough that I like watched both the streams that he was in this apartment. It doesn't look like it could be staged, but anyway, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to freak myself out if I continue this conversation. The idea of seeing a ghost was a bit unbelievable. Sure, it was surreal enough meeting demons and a devil, yeah. But ghosts seemed to be a bit more realistic in a way. Regardless of who you were in the human world, you knew about ghosts. Not a lot of people knew about demons. So wait, she's saying that it's unbelievable to see a ghost, but it's realistic. That doesn't make any sense. Girl, what? The fact that demons could also be spirits boggled my mind as well. Was it really possible to meet a demon spirit? Yeah, duh. That's what happens when you play with the Ouija board and you summon a freaking demon and you're doomed. Okay, that's why you don't play with Ouija boards. Oh God, I scared myself. The child's laughter reappeared, softly floating through the air and making me turn towards the door. I quickly followed it, leaving the room and returning to the lobby. Okay. So, hopefully, choosing either one doesn't affect the story, but it seems like it's going in the same direction, so we'll just leave it like that. Is anyone there? As I turned the stairs, I could hardly believe my eyes. Ooh. A floating orb, barely the size of my head, was floating down the stairs and toward the back doors. I gripped the railing and stared, not believing what I was seeing. Was this really happening? No, you have a demon fiancé. Also, this sound, I don't like it at all. What was it even? A ghost? A spirit? Some illusion meant to trick me? I couldn't wrap my head around it. Still, it practically called for me to tail behind it. I continued to follow it. It seemed to want me to anyway. Was this a game? Well, okay. It's the spirit of a demon child that died. I don't know. I have no idea. Ugh. I mean, it's beautiful, but, like, I'm creeped out. Oh. Wait a second. Maybe this has nothing to do with Erik at all. Diana loses her mother, father, and her baby daughter in the Demon Lord's fire when she goes back. We remember this. So maybe this is Orabelle. Orabelle is Diana's younger sister. I mean, look at the purple aura. We'll see. Led me to a backyard where it simply floated in the air near the gazebo. I stayed by the doorway, unsure of actually stepping out into the house to meet with it. It didn't move, so I could only assume it accepted my hesitation. Hello?
Hi.
Aw. I don't want to trust you. Orb gently spun around itself in a circle, almost like a happy child. For some reason, it made me feel really happy seeing it, despite it being a simple floating orb. It seemed friendly enough, so I stepped out to the backyard and slowly made my way towards it. It gently bobbed up and down as if it was waiting for me to approach. I stopped a couple feet away from it, not wanting to get too close in case it was a trick. Okay, at least I'm not completely dumb. Hi there.
Hi. What's your name?
My name is Estrella. My name? Oh, it's Estrella.
Wow, that's a pretty name.
Thanks. Thank you. Who are you?
Oh, I'm no one. I don't have a name.
Yes, you do. You don't have a name?
No, I wasn't able to get one. But that's okay. I'll get one soon.
Okay, so it could still be... No. Because Orabelle was born, meaning that she would have had her soul carved on her already. So maybe it's another brother? Maybe. Because none of the brothers have a purple aura. So we'll see. The orb, whatever it was, had to be a spirit of some child. Human? I didn't know. Oh, hell no. I wasn't sure. All I knew how sweet and innocent it sounded. Oh, God. The child's voice was pulling at my heartstrings in all the right ways. Oh, I don't like that. The orb twirled around again with a small laugh.
Let's play together.
What would we play? I almost couldn't believe the words coming out of my mouth. Was I really okay with playing games with a spirit? I mean, it was friendly, yes, but it was a spirit. What was I doing out in the middle of the night with another question? What I was doing out in the middle of the night with it was another question I let go of and fade away in my mind as I stared at the orb. I wonder if it's influencing us. My heart felt fuzzy and warm enough to ignore the doubt niggling at my brain. Yeah, it's a trap. The orb dipped and spun around my body, making me giggle and try to follow it. As it circled back to where it used to be, it almost bounced in the air happily.
Come on, let's dance.
What? Dance? I began to dance around the orb as it moved gracefully around my form. In my head, a song began to play as I had fun weaving and swaying with the orb. I felt light and happy, even though a part of my mind was questioning what I was doing. Why was I doing this? Why was I so accepting of this spirit? My body was moving on its own, but I was enjoying every minute of it. The orb followed along, matching each sway with one of its own. Soft laughter echoed from it once in a while after every couple steps I took. It seemed to enjoy my company, which in turn somehow made me happy.
Princess?
Hey, babes! Oh. Demon child's like, fuck this shit, I'm out. I don't want to meet my brother yet. The orb gasped and hid behind me as I stopped dancing. I turned quickly to see Erik standing by the door flame with a confused but tired look on his face. Look at Babes. He's got his vest. Like it. The orb gasped and hid behind me. Oh, it didn't actually leave. As I stopped dancing, I quickly turned to see Erik standing by the door flame with... Oh, I already said that. Erik.
What are you doing out here, love?
Dancing with what I believe to be the spirit of a demon child. I blushed, rubbing my hands together behind my back from embarrassment. I must have looked like a fool, dancing in the yard in the middle of the night. I turned my head to look at the orb, but gasped in surprise when I realized that it had disappeared. Okay, it totally bailed. What?
What's wrong?
What? There was, I was beyond lost and confused. What was happening? What had just happened? I turned back to see... I turned back to Erik to see him walking towards me. I crossed my arms, realizing how cold the night air was, and smiled meekly at Erik. Seduce me. I just wanted to get some fresh air, that's all.
While dancing by yourself?
Yes. It's a hobby. I stared at Erik, not sure of what he meant. If he was watching, he would have seen this spirit dancing with me. All right. Hopefully you guys remember my policy. Open and honest. Communication is key. You didn't see the orb that was dancing with me?
Huh? Orb?
Hello? Erik raised an eyebrow, obviously not understanding what I meant. Did he really not see it? It's true, there was a spirit here that looked like an orb and I was dancing with it, not by myself. I knew I wasn't making sense. He didn't seem to believe me. Still, I didn't want to lie to him. He was going to be my husband soon, and we had to trust each other. Exactly. Man, I wish that we could see the scene of, like, the boys proposing to us, because like, especially Erik, who's like romantic extraordinaire, it'd probably be thebomb.com. He'd probably pull out all the stops. I'm talking like, you know, trail of rose petals and like, let me escort you on the lake in this nice boat, and I will propose to you on one knee while the moon is high in the sky. You know, like, I mean, we're just gonna go with that. That's what happened. If my reason sounded stupid, fine, but at least it was the truth. Erik finally smiled and reached towards me before petting my head.
Did you have fun then?
Silly human. Wait, he really did believe me? I wasn't entirely sure if he did, but the look on the face he gave me, he was willing to accept my answer either way. Erik gently reached out and took one of my hands, placing his other hand on my waist. I looked up to see his lips curve into a small, playful smirk.
Would you mind if I dance with you then, princess?
Sure, I guess. My face turned red at his question, but I smiled and nodded. I liked dancing with him. I tightened my hand over Erik, straightening up and leaning against his chest, ready to dance. Erik chuckled softly before leading me into a slow but elegant waltz around the backyard. I felt like I needed to thank the spirit later for giving me yet another wonderful memory with Erik. He led me around the backyard as if we were at a real ball. The moon served as a brilliant crystal chandelier, and the wind became our music. Eventually, however, we had to go back inside. The night was cold, and it was very late. I didn't want the night to end, though. Watching Erik as we walked up the stairs to the bedroom, my heart began to flutter even more, and a soft heat began to burn through my core. Oh no! He was not only charming, but he was handsome and definitely knew what buttons to press to make me feel amazing. It didn't matter that he was an incubus. I really had fallen in love with him, and was both romantically and sexually attracted to him. Though, did I really want to pursue my desires right now? We did just stop dancing. Well. Sorry, my guests. We're not going to go for it. I shook my head. I didn't want to ruin a romantic moment with sex. As much as it was amazing and good, it was not something that needed to be done every time we shared a moment together. That is true. Besides, I was tired. I just wanted to get some sleep and let the moment we had shared resonate in our memories. And cuddle. Hello. We could cuddle in bed. It would be great. Erik led me back to our room, and we both got comfy together in bed, ready for sleep. He nuzzled my forehead with his before pressing a kiss to it. I kissed back before allowing my body to rest. I drowned in the warmth of Erik's body. Wow, I just can't read today, apparently, which is bad. That's like my entire job. I drowned in the warmth of Erik's body gave me as I drifted off to dreamland. I would love to drift off to dreamland right now. To my surprise, the child didn't return. I was a bit saddened, but I didn't let my thoughts linger on it any longer. I had a peaceful dream with Erik wrapped around me all through the remainder of the night. Wonderful. As the morning came, however, the other incubi essentially kidnapped their brother, despite my minor protest, knowing that we had work to do on the wedding. The brothers were relentless.
We're just stealing him for a bit. We'll return him later.
They're totally having a bachelor party. Look at their sly grins on all of them. Also, Matthew, in another life, we were in love. But we have to...
Everything will be alright. You can finish working on your dress while we keep him out of the house.
Oh, we're like working on the dress? Like we didn't just buy it? We're working on it? Oh boy. I want to see this shit. How come I have not seen... I think there's only like 2 scenes in which I see the main character. I want to see that shit. That's the problem with being bi, is that you're just like unduly curious about the like, in Otome games, you're like, I want to know what my main character looks like. Hello. I want her to be like awesome and beautiful. Hello. Anyway, moving on. Yeah. I mean, yeah, but...
You could survive a day without your love slave. You're marrying him after all. It's not like he'll be gone forever.
My love slave, Sam. You're next, okay, bud? You better watch your tone with me. You're gonna be my love slave next.
Everything will be all right, princess, I promise. As soon as we're done with Whatever they want to do. Then I'll come straight home.
Sure, fine. I am like not, I don't like controlling relationships at all. So I'm like, babe, you want to go do something? Go do it. I hope I can be that way here. Okay, I love you. Have fun. Have a good night. Please don't have sex with any strippers. Okay, we're good. Bye. I could barely make out him saying I love you too as he was dragged away by his brothers. As the front door closed, I could hear Erik being thrown over someone's shoulder. Probably Sam's. Oh no. I sighed before looking around the mansion. Since I was indeed alone, I had the chance to try and find that spirit again. Why had it run away the first time? I quickly rushed to the backyard, looking around it. It was much brighter, yes, but perhaps the spirit was still just hanging out? Despite not being able to find it, I scoured the entire mansion in hopes of meeting the orb again. It almost became a game of hide and seek, only I didn't know if the orb was hiding or was gone. After a straight hour of looking around, I gave up. The orb was nowhere to be found, and I was certain I wouldn't meet it again. I could only let out a sigh at the thought, but I shook my head to forget about it at last. It had given me a moment with my love, so I was grateful. It's going to come back. It's going to kidnap me. I went back into my room and flopped onto my bed, not really sure what to do. I could have organized what I was going to wear with my dress, but I really didn't want to pull my dress out of the garment bag it was in. Yeah, that shit, oh my god. Those bags are so big and they're such a pain. Staring at the ceiling, I felt my eyelids slowly getting heavy, and soon I was letting my sudden drowsiness take hold of me. What was happening? Oh, see, baby demon wants you to go to sleep to hang out. Why did I feel like sleeping? It was close to noon, or was it past noon? I somehow couldn't remember anymore. I allowed myself to fall asleep, blaming the search and the wedding stress that lingered in my mind for tiring me out. My body floated in the darkness, met once again by a soft and peaceful lullaby. This nap was perfect, and I definitely deserved it. My body felt comfortable, and my thoughts were lulled into a quiet hum that accompanied the lullaby in the air. The only thing that would have made it better was Erik. As if my dream wanted to please me, an image of Erik appeared in my mind. He smiled his heart-pulling smirk at me, and I felt myself become warm and fuzzy just from his gaze. As he floated over to me, I became entranced in his eyes. My voice wouldn't come out despite wanting to say his name, but I wrapped my arms around his neck and pulled him close to me. He leaned into my embrace, ghosting his lips over mine teasingly. Ooh. Was Dream Erik trying to seduce me in my own dreams? I pressed forward, wanting to kiss him. We both didn't make a sound, but let our kiss relay our love for each other between our lips. My heart pounded in my chest as he wrapped his arms around my waist and pulled me even closer to him. It was strange. He felt so real in my arms. I combed my fingers through his hair, feeling the pink copper strands on top of his head. Yet, this was his dream. I knew it was a dream. His arms gently ran along my back and waist, not daring to go below it, but making wonderful shivers run up my spine with each stroke. I really liked this dream, and I tightened my hold on Erik, letting him know that I enjoyed his touch. So, I think this is Demon. I think this is Baby Demon, and I totally think it's a new baby brother, like the same wife of the Demon Lord had another child, but it killed her, and this baby demon or whatever is going to be like, I like your girl, and yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. Erik eventually pulled away from the kiss and smiled down at me, running a hand over my hair and caressing my cheek. I stared up at him lovingly, feeling a soft swell in my lips from the kiss we had shared. What I didn't expect was him slowly leaning down and planting a soft kiss over my chest, just over where my heart was. I stared, unsure of why he did such a thing. As my heart began to feel warm and lighter, I let a silent sigh out of my throat, feeling the pleasure of its sensation. Okay. Erik slowly backed away and disappeared, but I continued to feel the warmth over my heart sweetly emanate through my veins like a slow adrenaline rush. What was happening to me? Can they turn me into a demon? Is that a thing? I hope not. Tingles ran across every nerve in my body, making me shiver in delight. Whatever this was, I liked it. Soon the warmth lulled me into a peaceful hum, and I curled into myself, wrapping my arms around my body from the comfort it brought. I felt at peace, while my body felt like it was embracing the warmth enveloping it. It was strange, but I accepted the restful feeling. Oh, God. What? Gah! Oh, shit. From the darkness, dark laughter invaded the air, breaking the lullaby and making a sudden cold feeling wash over my skin. Before I could react, however, a large and deep pain invaded my chest, almost like a sword stabbing all the way through my body. Oh, shit. I could not see anything of the sort as I looked down at my chest, but my hands tightened over where the pain had erupted from. What was happening? I coughed, feeling blood splash out of my mouth and drip down my lips. I gasped for air, disgusted at the coppery taste in my mouth, but I was unable to break out of the illusion. I needed to wake up. Oh no! The stabbing pain ripped through my insides, as if the invisible blade in my chest unsheathed itself from my torso, and I felt a second stab through my stomach, more blood gushing from my mouth. Oh no! Tasukete! Danemo, tasukete! Someone please help me. I felt my body slowly start to shut down. Was I dying in my own dream? Why couldn't I wake up? Cold waves ran through my nerves, numbing my body as if I was indeed slowly dying. As blood dripped from my chin, I felt lightheaded in the darkness. But an almost violent shake brought me from my dream, forcing me to physically open my eyes.
Princess!
Oh. I actually get to hang out? I totally thought I was going to get dragged to Demon Realm right then. I gasped for air, no longer did I taste the blood or feel pain. I was back in my room, staring at Erik's concerned face as he held my shoulders. I shuddered from the experience, unable to forget the feeling of being stabbed in my own dream. Erik, however, had saved me.
Love, what happened? You were thrashing around and...
You can go into my dreams, can't you? You should just know. Be a mind reader, Erik. I didn't let him finish. I grabbed Erik's body and slammed myself into his chest, happy to no longer be trapped in the dream, and thankful that he woke me from it. Erik wrapped his arms around me and gently rubbed my back, soothing me as I began to cry into his shoulder.
Did you have a nightmare?
Yeah, as per the norm. It was terrible. I was being attacked by something in the darkness. I couldn't do anything about it. Shh.
It's okay now. You're safe. I'm right here.
Am I just gonna totally, not talk about the fact that I was, stabbed repeatedly? I could only nod as Erik rocked me back and forth, comforting me. It may have been a dream, but I was still mortified by it. It seemed almost too real to just be a dream. I didn't want to think about it anymore. I didn't want to remember the dream, especially how horrible it was. I was supposed to be getting mentally ready for my wedding, not having nightmares about dying. Erik kissed over my head and face, trying to soothe my sadness. He wiped away my tears and continued to hold me close until I was calm and relaxed. I tried to reassure myself that it was a dream. It was just a stupid dream. Just a nightmare. Erik gently pulled away, not releasing me from his arms, and looked down at me with a soft frown.
I'm sorry that I left. I should have been here, making sure that you had good dreams.
Okay, you're worth more than, making me have good dreams. I'm glad you had fun with your brothers, you silly Billy. I shook my head. Erik needed to spend some time with his brothers. It was important enough to him that he let himself be dragged away by them. No, it's all right. I'll be fine.
Are you sure, Princess?
Yes. Yeah, I'm sure. I had to shake this off. I didn't know what was going on, but now Erik was here and could be with me in case anything else happened. After I'd finally calmed down, Erik told me about what the boys had done. They took Erik to a cafe deep in downtown Chicago, just wanting to have a brother-to-brothers talk with him. I was happy he got to spend some time with them, but Erik had practically rushed home to return to me. You silly Billy, you should have taken your time. The dream did not appear again that night. Erik used his powers to enter my dreams and keep me safe from anything that tried to hurt me, and thankfully nothing did. However, there was a strange feeling in my gut that didn't sit right with me. For some reason, Erik's comfort didn't make me feel okay. It was as if I didn't want him to be in my dreams. What? My heart knew that this was a problem, but I was unsure how to respond to this new feeling. Slowly, as the days passed by and our wedding approached, the feeling became more aggressive. Soon, I was becoming irritated more easily. Oh no. Maybe a demon baby, claimed my soul somehow, and like now it's like hijacking my love for Erik. That would be an interesting twist, considering like so far it's been like a problem with our romantic interest, you know, as opposed to like a problem with us. I mean, it is a problem with us in the sense that's like we get kidnapped in the other routes, or you know, we have a love interest that we're fighting against. But this one's a little different. If it was like, yeah, we're getting fucked up by forces beyond our control. I became angry at the smallest of things, the steps he took, the things he'd wear, the looks he gave me, or what I assumed he gave me. No, Erik, I don't want to do anything right now.
Love, I didn't say any.
You're looking at me with those sex eyes again. What?
Sex eyes? I swear, I wasn't doing anything of the sort.
I feel really bad for him. Oh man, I don't want to be a I don't want to be a bitch. I don't want to be a priss. Oh. You're doing it now. I couldn't control the words that were flying out of my mouth. Something was wrong, but I continued to speak cruelly towards Erik. My heart was at odds with my mind, and I didn't know why I was doing it, but I continued my barrage.
Love, what is going on?
I have no idea. Please stop me. What's going on? You are what's going on. Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
Whoa. He got his demon eyes. Yeah, I'm sorry. I couldn't even, like, say this line, like, how it should be said. It's like, I'll try. What's going on? You are what's...
I'm sorry.
I felt Erik's enthrallment take over my body, forcing me to go weak in the knees and mule out in surprise. My mind stopped thinking about attacking Erik, and my heart felt entirely relieved that the urge was gone. Erik gently wrapped his arms around me, being sure to keep his arms around my shoulders, and rocked with me, trying to calm me down.
Love, are you having doubts?
No, I am being influenced by an outside force. No, I'm not. I don't know what I...
You swear you're not having doubts about us?
Yeah, I promise. I was able to speak the truth under his spell. It was strange. It was like I was under a curse when I wasn't under his enthrallment, somehow despising every little thing Erik did. Yet I knew it wasn't true. I loved everything about him, but my mind wouldn't agree. I gripped Erik's shirt, wanting to stay close and show my true feelings for him.
Listen to me, okay? I love you so much. If you have any doubts on us getting married, then please just tell me. I don't know what's going on in your beautiful head.
He's got a point. Come on. I love you too. I really, really do. I don't know what's happening to me. It made no sense. Why did I despise Erik yet love him? My mind, heart, and body were at odds with each other, and I wasn't sure what to do. This went on all the way until our wedding day. Somehow Erik managed to deal with me the entire time, enthralling me when things became rough to keep me calm. The other incubi tried to decipher what was going on with me, but none of them could figure it out. I was going to marry Erik, and then I was going to figure out what was wrong with me. I knew I still loved him with every inch of my heart, body, mind, and soul. So feeling disdain like this was not natural for me. I had asked Erik to place me under enthrallment for a wedding in case I lashed out again. He reluctantly agreed and stayed with me the morning of our wedding day. I was supposed to dress alone and be by myself, but I needed Erik to keep me in check. I felt ridiculously warm and fuzzy as I stood in the bathroom, having come out of a hot shower with Erik. So in the first game, you actually do have a hot shower with Erik. It is like one of my favorite sexy scenes. Not gonna lie. I was like, want. We didn't do anything together, but he remained close, enough to keep me enthralled and remain energized enough to maintain the enthrallment. Erik gently ran my brush through the strands of my hair, being as sweet and caring as he always was towards me. Because of the enthrallment, I felt each stroke and derived so much pleasure from the brushing it was hard not to moan.
Well, love, today's the big day.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
I truly hope so. I'm the happiest man alive to be able to soon call you my wife.
I know, right? I want to be your wife. I want you to be my husband. I felt like crying. Why did I have to be enthralled to say such things? I really loved him, and somehow I couldn't bring myself to say it without casting a spell over me. Erik looked at me through the bathroom mirror and gently smiled, believing me and placing a small kiss on my cheek. Dude, if this had been going on for weeks, oh my god, that would be awful. Like right before a wedding, oh my god.
By the way, are you using a new soap?
Oh my god. You get to see main character. Dun, 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 dun. Wow. They are both very attractive characters. He's cool. I like his hair. And I like his purple eyes. Purple is my jam. And I like her too. Black hair, green eyes. That's so cool. I love it. You using a new soap? Huh? I looked at Erik, unsure of what he meant. I used the same soap I always use, so my scent shouldn't have been different. Erik tilted his head and gently inhaled again before smiling a little wider.
You smell different. I kind of like it.
Do I smell like a demon? Did I become a demon? I swear I became a demon. I blushed not because of the enthrallment, but because I didn't know I had a different smell. Was something that off about me? It couldn't have been that drastic, right? Erik finished brushing my hair and smiled, kissing my head. Oh no! Oh no, I have another theory. What if the demon ward sent the demon baby spirit for me to be the host of it? Like, I am currently pregnant with demon baby. And that was that, like, pain. It was like, "Her, take this child, rah!" Oh my god. Literally, worst fear ever, being pregnant. Oh my god. Please don't let that be it.
Time for you to get into your dress.
Yes.
I'm afraid that I can't join in dressing you as much as I want to. Can't see the bride in her gown before the wedding. I also have to get to the ceremony venue to get my tuxedo. However, my enthrallment should stay on you until you arrive.
Thank God. I tried to fight back, but Erik held up his finger.
No. I promise that everything will be okay. As soon as I see you, I'll enthrall you again, and we can go through the ceremony as planned. Okay?
Thank you. As much as I wanted to fight it, I was thankful that Erik was willing to go through all of this just to make sure I didn't throw a fit, despite me not wanting to in the first place. So I am relieved that, like, they realize that something is, like, seriously wrong with her, as opposed to just being like, she's just a bitch, oh my god. Like, our relationship is falling apart. You know, like, I hate it when it's like, you know, something is like messing with the character and it's like beyond their control, and then like it makes like their relationships and everyone around them like also fall apart. Because I'm always just like, just figure out that something's seriously wrong. You love this person, you should know their character, you know this is weird. Like, for example, you know, they've been together 2 years. Suddenly being snappy, like, would, you know, raise some alarms. So anyway, anywhoza. I agreed and earned a small kiss from him, which I relished.
All right. I love you. I'll see you soon.
See you too, babes. I nodded, smiling back at him before he slipped on his regular clothes and left the mansion. I felt the enthrallment on me ebb and flow through my body, so I needed to hurry and get ready before it wore off. Kind of sucks, though, because it's kind of like she's, like, on drugs. It's like she's just, like, drugged. Well, this is normally where we get swept off to the demon world, so let's go. I got dressed in the wedding dress of my dreams and smiled as I prepared my hair and jewelry. I really did look like the perfect bride, ready for her big day. Why was I acting out against it? I would never know, but I was going to fix this after saying I do. As I stared at myself, I could see a small glow about my body. Was it Erik's spell? I giggled, wrapping my arms around myself and enjoying the feel of the spell. The feel his spell had on me.
I knew it! That girl has demon magic.
What? What the?
Then quit talking and let's take her!
Please no.
The demon lord will be so pleased.
Ew! Who? Before I could turn to search for the voices, I felt hands grab hold of my feet and I looked down and lifted my dress. 2 pairs of evil-looking hands had taken hold of my ankles, reaching through a dark red and purple pentagram. I shrieked, trying to pull my legs away, but I couldn't stop them as they swiftly pulled me into the ground. I was pulled deeper into the darkness. I was no longer in my room. I was being dragged through a dark void, one that I couldn't escape. I reached out and clawed at the dark, trying to find something to grab onto. I tried to pull my legs away from the hands that were holding them, but couldn't pull free. What was going on? Why was this happening? Someone help me! Tasukete! As if someone had heard my screams, I suddenly felt the hands let go and disappeared, leaving me to float by in the darkness they left me in. I shut my eyes. Please let this be a dream. Please let this be a dream. I finally felt a surface under my feet, and I collapsed onto it, my body curling in on itself from the experience I had. I didn't dare tear my eyes away from my lap, not ready to get up just yet. The voice I heard, however, made my heart stop.
You! What are you doing here?
Babes! Oh man, I missed you so much. I looked up, finally having the courage to take in my surroundings. My heart stopped beating for a moment, seizing in my chest. Hey! Fuck you, Shadow. Never talking to you again. I looked up to see 5 figures, strangers, monsters, beings that I didn't recognize. They all looked down at me in surprise, as if I had dropped in at a very bad time. One man looked like an orc from a fantasy game without the tusks. He had broken horns and a very frightening aura around him as he stared at me. The other male was lanky in comparison, more human-like, but I could almost feel power emanating from him regardless. Yeah, he's basically Assassin's Creed Hitler. One of the women who was staring at me had rabbit ears. Rabbit ears. They twitched on top of her head as she looked at me and gripped her staff. She seemed harmless, yet she had animal ears. The one creature that I couldn't discern the sex of seemed more excited to see me than surprised. What freaked me out about them was that they had wings sticking out from their back, and they were floating. The last woman, however, set off alarm bells in my head as I looked at her surprised face, her hair, her eyes. Diana? As she stared, the woman turned her body towards me in recognition to the name I had called her. It was her.
What are you doing here?
I have no idea. Diana walked towards me and stared down at me. It was odd. She didn't look like a human, yet I wasn't afraid of her demon form as it towered over me. I was more into shock as to what was going on. Before Diana could speak further, most likely to repeat herself, a figure quickly stepped up and bowed to her, kneeling beside me.
My lady, please forgive me. I felt something moving between our worlds and assumed the Demon Lord was to blame, so I intercepted his summoning of this human.
You! So I wasn't the only one who felt the change in the air.
Diana stared at the man kneeling beside me as I kept my eyes at her. As she turned to gaze back at me, I gulped silently. What was she going to do with me? This all felt wrong. I was about to be married. I was about to live my happily ever after with the man I loved. Well, not really. You have some sort of magical enchantment on you even before this curse, which we know the curse is about to happen because we've seen the other playthroughs. Anyway, I was in a place I didn't know with Diana and a bunch of other creatures I didn't recognize. Yeah. My instinct was to... So... I honestly don't even remember what I did last. Did I cry last time? Oh, right, because I was with Matthew. And so I was like, well, he's childish, so, like, I'll be, like, you know, soft. Which is funny, because then I went with the assassin route. I could scream. I could stay still. I could attack. Well... you know, I don't think it matters that much. I'm just gonna stay still. I couldn't move. My mind was empty of emotions except for fear. Why was this happening? Where was I? Why was Diana here? Diana stared down at me before sighing and kneeling onto my level. As she settled onto her knees, I leaned away from her, unsure of what she'd do. Was she going to kiss me again and take my energy? Knowing her, maybe.
Can you tell me what happened?
No. I didn't want to speak. I felt no courage to. My mind was so wrapped around the chaos that I felt nothing but fear and anxiousness. This couldn't have been happening. I was dreaming.
Is she okay?
No.
I don't think so.
Good.
This is a waste of our time. Just kill her or something.
Fuck you.
Yes, because that's a smart thing to do. Kill someone who is clearly traumatized and has done nothing to deserve death. Brilliant idea. Bravo.
Yeah, you know, he says that, but Shadow would totally be the kind to do that, so... Diana continued to stare at me, waiting for me to answer. Why? She didn't cast a spell on me, nor should she attack me. She continued to wait and stare. Slowly, my mind began to sink into the situation. Diana was willing to listen. Was she willing to help? That was another question, but first I had to answer her. My voice didn't want to answer still, so I forced myself to nod, wanting to answer her somehow. Diana smiled softly, which conflicted with my memories of her. She never smiled like that, yet she was now. Diana held out her hand, ushering me to take it.
Can you stand?
No. I nodded again and took her hand, standing up at last. Why can't you just hold me? I looked around at the other beings in the room. They all kept their gaze at me, unsure of what I would do or say. Diana, however, led the conversation.
First, can you tell me what happened to you?
This is like the third time you've had to ask me. I'm so sorry. I took a breath, recounting everything that had happened. I was about to go to the church to be married, and then I was attacked by this darkness. A couple of hands grabbed my legs and pulled me into it, and then I fell here.
A shadow summoning.
Diana turned to one of the beings, a lanky male, and glared.
One of yours couldn't have.
On my honor, it wasn't any of mine. We have nothing to gain from kidnapping a human. Nor do we know who this woman is, anyhow.
My lady, if I may, I clearly remember hearing imp demons in the void along with her. It must have been the Demon Lord's henchmen.
Those damnable creatures. That explains it.
Diana crossed her arms and looked to me again.
Well, dear, it seems that you were to be either a new harem girl for the Demon Lord to ravish, or bait for the boys to return to their father's side. Either way, I doubt you would have lived long had the Demon Lord gotten his hands on you.
A violent shiver ran up my spine. Was it true? I would have died?
Wait a minute. This girl knows about the Demon Lord's heirs?
Yes. Hilariously enough, she was set to marry one of them, as you can see from her garb.
As Diana mentioned toward my dress, I realized how vulnerable I was and felt extremely self-conscious. I wrapped my arms around myself as Diana let out a sigh.
Well, since you do not belong here, the obvious thing to do is to send you home.
Yes, please. I couldn't help but stare wide-eyed at Diana. Was she really going to send me home? Really? I couldn't believe my ears. Ugh, I almost want to skip this because we've seen this. We really send me back.
Of course. It should be easy to do once everything is in order. It'll be like you never left the human world.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is all going to be the same, so bye! Whoa. Wait, was that different?
Human will never, ever!
No, that wasn't different. Right, this is the one where they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "What about Diana?" The floating person giggled softly as a woman with rabbit ears cleared her throat.
She'll be fine. She's being taken care of right now.
Why not just say she's getting fucked?
And the brute strikes again with the lack of tasteful filtering between his brain and his mouth. You still have yet to prove me wrong about my expectations of you.
Keep testing me, assassin. I'm not afraid to rip your spine out of your body and use it as a back scratcher.
Ugh, I really hate these guys.
You can very well try, brute.
Ugh! Would you both knock it off?
Come, everything will be taken care of.
Before I could protest, the woman let me out of the room and into the hall. I kept my eyes down, trying to take in more of the situation I was in. I was trapped in the demon world and Diana was out of commission. The demon lord had plans for me, but what exactly was he aiming for? I could have been bait. I could have been revenge. I didn't know, nor could I figure it out. At least I was safe. At least I hoped I was safe. The woman led me to a room that practically screamed medieval fantasy. Everything was clean, but it still had that old age feel, as if no one had ever stepped foot in the room until that moment.
Rest here for now. When Diana is well again,
Right. Thank you. Uh-huh. And she leaves. Uh-huh. And then... Yep. Mm-hmm. Holy crap, this is a comfy mattress. Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. This might be different. I let my thoughts wander in my subconscious, thinking about what was going to happen now. What will the boys do when they realize I'm gone? What will he do? I imagined him finding a way through to the demon world and pulling me back to where I belonged, wrapping me in his arms and swearing to never let me go. I would be relieved and we would be married just as planned. How unrealistic was that? I had to be realistic right now. I was stuck, and the only one who seemed to be able to send me back was Diana and her companions, whoever they were. I had to trust them, whether I liked it or not. Eventually, I did rise from my sleep, somehow fully refreshed and calm. How could that have been?
Did you have a good rest?
Indeed, my love. I turned my head to see Diana at the door, arms crossed and leaning against the door's archway. She had a look of concern and pure curiosity on her face as she awaited my answer. Do you not know how to knock? I'm going to say, are you okay? Diana stared at me slightly shocked. Did she not expect me to ask?
Huh. Well, yes, I'm fine now that I've had proper rest.
Good. That's good. Diana shook her head and stepped into the room, closing the door behind her.
So we need to find another way to get you back to the human world. It won't be easy, but I believe it can be done by tonight at the latest.
Hooray. Tonight? Really? Diana nodded and crossed her arms again, leaning in on one hip.
It will take time to get our shadow agents to gather the necessary supplies, but they are not hard to obtain, being that we're in a position of power. You must be lucky.
I am lucky, because I'm in your presence. What do you mean? Diana sighed before casting a short spell under her breath. In front of me appeared a floating map, almost like a hologram. It showed an entire world with mountains, plains, and forests, and it was all surrounded by sea and water. Diana pointed at a marker that had a purple banner at its tip. It was marked in the center of some mountain and forest area. It was also the very center of the map.
That is where we are currently, the center of the abyssal plains.
Fabulous. Diana then ran her finger in a circle around the marker, showing a perimeter around it.
Everything we need for the spell is within this area. It will just take time to gather the materials and prepare it.
Fabulous. Yep. Maps. What should I do until then? She's going to tell me to stay. Yep, stay in the room. I did not want to die. La la la.
However, I cannot stop you from whatever you wish to do. Just don't leave the castle.
I will not. Yep.
We'll get you back to the human world. I promise you that.
Thank you, Diana. Yep. We are going to explore. Two directions to go. So last time we went left and left. This time we're going to go left and right. So, yep. That's like, woo, fork in the hall. And I will turn. Okay, if I actually did this wrong, I'll reload. Oh, we're going to save. It's really pathetic. We'll just overwrite it in a second. Like next time. I thought I went left and left. We'll see. I was heading left, so I decided to go the opposite direction this time. I turned right and headed down the hall, greeted by more fantastical decor. The hall became longer and longer as I continued to walk. However, I suddenly stopped at the sound of a shout.
Beware my evil reign and bow to your new overlord!
I can't even be upset. I can't even be mad. This is the cutest evil laughter I've ever heard in my life. What the? I turned toward where the shout was erupting from and saw the door ajar. As I peeked into the room the door led into, I stared at what I saw. The floating creature was standing over the top of the table that held a map in miniature pieces, as if someone had set up a strategy board game. The creature was planted on top of a red marker, as if the marker was their mount.
I will rule the entire world, and no one can stop me, because I am the Demon Lord!
Okay. As it switched to a different personality, the creature quickly jumped and floated over to a purple marker, striking an exaggeratedly sexy pose. Oh my god, I'm so ready.
Oh no! I will stop with my massive boobies and butt powers! I will rule this world, not you! And everyone will love me!
Wow. I think I just decided on who we are going to get training from this time. Everyone will love me. I love you, Faye. I watched as the creature bounced back and forth between pretending to be the Demon Lord and Diana, lost and intrigued as to how small and quick they were.
Your boobies cannot scare me, for I have a penis, and penises ward off fear!
You know, she's right. She's totally right.
You may have a penis, but I have an army that practically worships my overly curvy and ridiculously perfect body. Oh!
Uh-huh. Yes, she does indeed have a curvy and ridiculously perfect body, so, I mean, she's not wrong. I stifled a laugh. This was actually rather amusing to watch, seeing the creature imitate the demon lord and their own leader.
Then come here, and I will show you the true power of a demon lord. Soldiers, attack!
I stared as the creature suddenly formed multiple little miniature soldiers on opposite sides of the table, using magic to make them clash and smack against each other, as if an invisible child was playing with them. There were even some small, creaky stuffed animals and glass figures smacking and crashing together. It was a little chaotic show.
Oh no! We're being overrun! Do not hold back! We'll beat him! The pain! Why? I see it! I see the light!
Look at their gleeful face. I couldn't stop the laughter from erupting from my stomach. I began to guffaw, amused by the little show I was witnessing. Oh no. The creature in surprise poofed into a cloud of smoke before appearing and falling back over the side of the table in its regular size, or at least what I assumed to be their regular size. Whoa, I'm sorry, are you okay?
Yep, I'm okay.
Oh, good. The creature managed to hop up and started to floating again behind the table, giving me a thumbs up as if nothing was wrong. Their clothes were a bit disheveled, but they gave me a toothy grin.
Hiya!
Hi! Sorry for disturbing your,
Huh? Oh, my game! It's okay. I was just getting to the good part.
The good part? The creature nodded before leaning over the table and rearranging all the figurines that still remained on it.
Yeah, when Diana kills the demon lord and takes over the world.
That sounds pretty great. Oh, the way that they put it made it seem like Diana was going to be an overlord. Was she really trying to take over the world? The creature looked at me and chuckled.
Oh, you don't know what's happening, huh? Well, we're all fighting the demon lord, and by we, I mean me and Diana and the others. But anyway, we're fighting the demon lord because he's a tyrant and we don't like tyrants. So we're gonna kill him and take over.
War, summed up perfectly. They made it seem so simple and so joyous. You guys are really gonna kill him and take over?
Huh? Duh! The demon lord is completely crazy! He's burnt down so many villages and destroyed so many forests! He's only causing us harm! That's why we have to stop him!
Solid evidence. The creature then put the purple marker next to the red marker, glaring at both.
We have to kill him before he hurts anyone else!
That is true. With a flick of their wrist, they used the purple marker and knocked the red one over violently, making it skid across the table towards the edge. Just from the look on their face, they seemed peeved about the demon lord. I would be too. Hell, I already was. They brought me here. You all will win. The creature looked up at me before letting go of the marker and placing their hands behind their head with a grin.
You think so?
Oh yeah. I nodded with a reassuring smile. They seemed confident enough to battle the demon lord, and if it was for the best, then it had to be done. The creature nodded back to me before yawning.
So, you're gonna marry a demon, huh?
What? I stared at them, unsure of where the change in topic came from. The creature laughed a bit.
Don't tell me you forgot!
Oh no, it's not that. It's just, where did this come from?
Well, you are heading home tonight. This is my only chance to ask why.
Why?
Yeah, why a demon? Why not another human? I mean, I'm not against demons and humans getting together or whatever, but I was just curious, you know? There are like billions of humans on your world. Why a demon?
Took a moment to think about the demon in question whom I was marrying. His face made me smile, and the thought of being able to be with him again made my heart warm up in excitement. His presence remained in my heart, and I knew my answer. Because I love him.
You love him?
Yeah. Yes, I do. The creature stared at me as if I had 3 heads. Was what I said wrong? No, it couldn't have been, because it was true, and yet The creature continued to stare at me oddly. What?
Huh? Oh, nothing. It's just weird.
What's weird?
Love. It's just weird, okay? But if it works for you, that works, I guess. It's not like I'm the one getting married.
That is true. I stared at the creature, unsure of what they meant. However, before I could question them, they yawned and stretched out.
Alright, I'ma steal some snacks. You should head back to your room or whatever so that Diana doesn't catch you snooping around. She doesn't like snooping. Or was it swooping?
Probably both, if I were to guess. The creature shrugged as I nodded. It was probably for the best that I returned to my room. I knew my way back, so I left the room and returned to my room. I remained in my room until the night came. I was given food which looked like my soup. The woman who gave it to me apologized, letting me know that the food was scarce until the upcoming harvest, which was a couple days away. Being that I was only staying the day, I didn't mind much. I was more concerned about what I was given to eat, right? Yeah. Yep. Since I'm with Erik and all, I'm just going to be like, nah, bro. No. No way, no how. Yep. We know this. Huh? Come in. The door opened to reveal Diana with a plate holding things I recognized, bread and cheese. I let out a heavy sigh of relief before Diana laughed.
I suggest not trying that. As good as it smells, the taste would not sit well with you.
Yeah, I believe you. Instantly, I moved the bowl to the nearby table, thankful I did not have to try it. Diana handed me the plate and I nodded, reassuring me of what was on it was indeed what it seemed.
It's not much, but it's human food. Eat up.
I will. Oh, I will! I began to chow down, feeling the hunger in my stomach dissipate with each bite and swallow. The food I was eating, surprisingly, was delicious. I began to crave something to drink. Diana chuckled and formed a small goblet in her hand, filled with clear liquid that I assumed to be water. No, it's wine! I need wine to deal with this bullshit. I took it and drank it down, feeling my thirst quenched before I let out a sigh. I feel so much better.
I can tell. Take a moment to finish eating. Then we'll head for the ritual.
I looked up at Diana, suddenly excited. Everything was prepared for? Was it possible to go home now? As if she read my mind, she smiled and nodded.
We finished the main preparations. We just need to head over and we'll start.
I couldn't continue eating. My mind went into an obsessive frenzy of wanting to go home. I stood up, moving the plate and goblet to the nearby table. Let's go.
Huh? Are you sure?
I nodded, not wanting to waste any more time. I needed to get home, and I was tired of waiting. Diana stared before nodding and heading for the door, opening it for me and exiting after. As she closed the door behind her, I began to feel my heart flutter in relieved joy. I was heading home. All right. So that's all the time I have for today. I have to go to bed. I have to actually go to bed at a decent time, or I will collapse tomorrow. But thank you all for joining this wonderful stream. I am excited to do Erik's route. I'm really liking this so far because, there's a lot of like magical stuff going on, and I'm almost sad that I didn't choose the like Fae subplot in Matthews because I keep saying she, they seem kind of like the up-spirited, childish that more suits Matthew. But we'll probably do Faye's subplot this time with Erik. With Erik as the main story. So that floats my boat, and that's what we're going to do. So, yeah. Hope to see you next time, guys. Good night.